Today we will do a chicken tortilla wrap. Hi there foodies, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe to be notified of future videos. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Nadine and today we are going to cook a chicken tortilla wrap. For this recipe, it will give you two nice big wraps. If you don't like the chicken, you can always leave it out as well, or you can even add more chicken if you prefer to have more protein to it. And I'm going to show you all the ingredients. So we are having here one chicken breast, but if you like more, you can add two. Half a red onion, chopped fine. 250 grams of butternut. If you're not a lover of it, you can use something else. 100 grams of shredded red cabbage. If you don't get red cabbage, you can use white cabbage. Half a cup of kidney beans. I've used the tinned because then I don't need to cook it, make it simple. If you can't get them, you can use chickpeas or any other beans in the tin. 1 head of lettuce, shredded fine, or 100 grams roughly. You don't have to be so precise with that. Half a cup of freshly chopped coriander. You could use parsley as well, I prefer coriander. 1 prick of rosemary and 1 or 2 pricks of fresh thyme. Some olive oil, some honey and salt for seasoning. Obviously you need wraps as well, tortilla wraps. I've used the healthier version, but you can use white wraps if you prefer. Before you start with the wrap, we have to switch our oven on so we can roast our butternut. 180 degrees, top and bottom. And while the oven is heating up, you can cut your butternut into smaller pieces so it goes quicker. So once they cut, put them into your tray. Add your fresh rosemary and thyme. A little bit of honey. Some fresh olive oil. You can be a bit splashy with that. Salted and pepper. I'm using a salted herb, anyone you like. And instead of just roasting it in the oven, we're going to cover this with some tin foil for the first 10 minutes and then take it off and let it in total roast for 20 minutes. While your butternut is cooking in the oven, we're gonna cook our chicken in our wok so it can cook and it will cool down, and then we're just mixing all our ingredients. Let's switch the pan up. Let it get nice and hot first, then you add your oil. As you see, I'm using a wok. I prefer to cook the chicken in a wok. It goes quicker and there's less mess. You don't have the oil splashing in your kitchen and you have to clean up so much. You can add now your red onion. I prefer red onion to normal onion because they taste slightly sweeter. Make sure your chicken is cooked well because you don't want to get food poison. And only once your chicken is seared, you add your salt to the dish. If you like to have more freshness in your wrap, you can add the cabbage raw as it is with just a little bit of salt. If you don't like raw cabbage, you can add the cabbage in the last few seconds into your wok and cook it a little bit further in the wok. So this is entirely up to you. My chicken is cooked and I'm going to pour this into a nice big bowl so it can cool down very quickly because we want to make that dish as fast as possible. I will add my cabbage only now while the chicken is still warm, so it will get a little bit warmed up and the flavor will go into the cabbage. Add your kidney beans now as well. And we're going to let it stand for 5 minutes so it can cool down a little bit. Now we're going to pick the herbs out of our butternut and we can add now all the remaining ingredients into our mixture. If you have any extra olive oil, add it to the dish, it just adds flavor. Now add your salad, your coriander, or in America you would call it cilantro, or in South Africa we are calling it dhania. I personally like to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar because it brings a little bit of tarty out. I didn't mention it in the ingredients. So if you like, you can just add a half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. It just adds flavor. Let's taste and then we can add it into our wraps. It's nice, but it needs a little bit more salt. And now let's begin to wrap them. The best to make a wrap is when your tortilla is slightly warm. So you don't want to heat it too much, then it becomes brittle. So have a pan or wok and you just literally heat it up tiny bit, then it's much easier to work with. And now it's ready to use. When you make your wrap and the pastry is still nice and warm, it will hold shape better. So you could serve it like this, or you can cut it in half to serve it. This is nice to prep and you can take it on a picnic or on a lunch or whenever you feel like eating, and I usually always make a few, so then I always have something yummy, healthy in my fridge. Thank you so much for watching this video, I very much appreciate it. If you enjoyed that video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. If there's a dish you would like me to make, please leave me a message in the comments. Remember, as long as you cook from the heart, your food will always be delicious.